We save lives every day. Strangers. And there's always enough time. But I failed to save Jason from this life.
While it's ostensibly a prequel to 2010's Batman Under the Red Hood, Batman Death in the Family isn't simply adapting the infamous 1988 comic about that faithful day Joker killed Jason Todd. Death in the Family is trying something a little different, and while it's not entirely successful, it's still worth experiencing this interactive movie for yourself. The film is built around a choose-your-own-adventure element. At several key points during the course of the story, viewers will be prompted to make a choice with their remote control and alter the flow of the plot. So, while one version of the story will follow established continuity and show a resurrected Jason returning to Gotham City to claim vengeance against the Joker, other versions might play out differently.
This was getting personal.
It's certainly a novel approach, and one that makes sense given the original comic's ending was determined by a 1-900 dial-in voting campaign. Spoiler, apparently DC readers weren't very fond of Jason Todd at the time. It's certainly preferable to a feature-length, in-canon Under the Red Hood prequel. The original movie already showed us all the backstory necessary to appreciate the Batman Red Hood Joker dynamic. Instead, this is a chance for Warner Bros. Animation and DC to think creatively and explore the different paths Jason's story might have taken. What if Batman arrived in time to save him? What if Jason managed to save himself, but only after suffering severe physical and psychological damage? Suffice to say, this story could have gone down even darker paths. The novelty of the interactive element aside, and not all versions of the movie include that option, it's genuinely fun seeing these different takes on an iconic Batman story. While pretty much every branching path results in Jason becoming some violent vigilante or another, there are some fun surprises and left turns along the way. The movie includes plenty of clever visual homages to the original comic and even draws inspiration from a completely unexpected yet weirdly fitting Batman comic. It also helps having the main voice cast from Under the Red Hood back in their old roles and reinforcing that connection to the original movie. Bruce Greenwood may well be the most underrated Batman voice actor around.
Don't go after Joker alone.
Though the lack of distinction between his solemn, gravelly Batman and his equally solemn, gravelly Bruce Wayne is a minor sticking point.
I think it's going to take Batman and Robin together to close this case.
Happily, though, Vincent Martella does a great job of distinguishing between the younger, more idealistic Jason and the various incarnations of his post-Joker run-in self. Death in the Family is technically a short film, with any given storyline running around 10 to 20 minutes, hence the DC Showcase branding. However, the branching story paths ensure that you will probably spend as much time actively watching it as you would with DC's full-length animated movies. The disc makes that rewatching process easy enough. Whenever the credits start rolling, it pulls up icons for all previously viewed chapters and allows you to jump instantly back and try out alternate choices. That being said, there is a repetitive quality that grows with each new run-through because many of the storylines wind up culminating in similar scenarios. There's a fair amount of footage that's recycled or repurposed from Under the Red Hood. Maybe that's handy as a reminder for casual fans who haven't watched Under the Red Hood since its release, but it is disappointing to see so much screen time devoted to a glorified clip show. Enjoyable though it is, Death in the Family is hindered by its small scope. No one story thread is given much room to expand and unfold. Some storylines end far too soon, and there are moments practically begging for interactive choices that are glossed right over instead. This is a unique and worthwhile experiment for DC, but in some ways, we might have been better off if the writers had simply chosen one of these alternate universe ideas and built a full-length movie around it. Batman Death in the Family definitely wins points for originality. Rather than simply rehash a familiar story and deliver the Under the Red Hood prequel no one asked for, this DC Showcase movie honors the spirit of the source material by giving us a chance to dictate the course of Jason Todd's story for ourselves. It's a novel approach that gives Death in the Family more rewatch value than most, since you can see something new each time. But ultimately, it's let down by its small scope and the fact that so many of the possible storylines wind up leading Jason down similar paths. For more movie reviews, be sure to subscribe to IGN wherever you like to watch.